Good afternoon. Welcome to the afternoon experiment. My name is Emanuel Livingston. I am with you until probably about 5 o'clock. Well, look, I know I'm late. I know I started late. That don't mean I get to go long. Because, Wednesdays, Thursdays, I have stuff to do when I leave here. But I'm here. I made it. I'm a man who keep my word most of the time. I made it. How's everybody doing? Put the chat up. Let's see. We got Robert Willis in the house. Good afternoon. We got Myosha in the house. Where you at, bro? I'm right here, bro. I'm right here. Preston in the house. Good afternoon, Preston. Anthony. Anthony, he's doing his best Christopher Williams impersonation. He want to know if he dreaming. Don't wake him up till the dream is complete. Turn off the lights and unplug the phone. What's up, Anthony? We got Deontay. Dante. Well, I'm putting extra letters in your name. My bad. Dante Johnson. What's up? Good to see you. Thank you for joining the show. Miss Pittsburgh. Good afternoon, Miss Pittsburgh. Cindy. Good afternoon, Cindy. We got Shirley in the house. What's up, cuz? Shirley in the house. Carolyn. Good afternoon, Carolyn. Good afternoon. Look, y'all, I don't know why I yell when I do the show. Look, on a normal basis, I don't talk like this. You know what I'm saying? When I'm just talking to people. I don't talk like this on a normal basis. Something happens when the lights come on, the camera comes on, the microphone comes on. I put the little earpiece in. I feel the energy. And I just start yelling. I don't know why. Every once in a while, Mrs. Livingston come down. She see me here. And then after the show, she be like, why were you yelling? I'm like, I don't know. Something takes over my body. But good afternoon. Got David in the house. Good afternoon. Checking in from the universe, he says. Regina, good afternoon, Regina. Crystal, good afternoon. Okay, I can't even really see these. Hold on, I got to take it off the screen so I can see it. P. Copenhaver. Good afternoon. Thank you for checking us out on Twitch. I don't know how many people I got watching on Twitch. My one person on Twitch, thank you for checking us out. Logic Slayer, good afternoon. I'm glad I could make it too. I got a couple things I want to talk about, but I got to say my hellos first. I try to make them really abbreviated when I get here late. So, good afternoon, Dwayne. Good afternoon. Ross. Good afternoon. Got Cindy in the house. Hey, Cindy. Hey. Let's see. We got Brenda checking us out from Fairfield. Hi, Brenda. Let me see. I was late because I was watching the Sexy Red video. No. Somebody told me I've been cussing too much lately, and I don't cuss. So, But no, I wasn't watching no Sexy Red video. But I'll talk about her just a little bit. Not a lot, but just a little bit. SOT Soldier, what's up? Sabrina, checking us out from North College Hill. Hey, Brady. Got Daryl in the house. There he is. Where's your tardy slip, sir? Apple tardy slip. That's how I used to feel about it in school. I'm late. And what you gonna do? You gonna kick me out? Okay. They never kicked me out. Let me see. Just curious, do you know who the one person on Twitch is? P. Copenhaver, 43. I don't know the person, or if I know them, I don't know that I know them. Put it that way. Oh, let's see. Um, do I need to check the phone line? I don't think so. I don't think so. I think the phone line is good. As far as I can tell, the phone line is good. I hadn't heard any different. Why is this thing snapping up like that? Okay, I hadn't heard anything different. Oh, wait a minute. I did miss a call. Somebody called just a minute ago. Okay, I apologize for that. I had something in the way, but you can call in now. I will take your call. And whoever it was that just got hung up on, I apologize. I apologize. For that caller, you can call back. I have it up now, and I'll be able to take care of it. Ross says, I told everyone you remind me of Prince, and you show up in purple. Okay, I don't see how I could remind anyone of Prince. I think of all the people in entertainment that you could look at and say, that's who he reminds me of, Prince would be the very last one. But I do like purple. It is my favorite color. And, I think I wear purple probably a little bit too much, but it's because I like it. And so that's what I wear. But I don't know, remind you of Prince. I don't understand that. But all right. Good afternoon, Scott. Okay, you're almost at your 6-point max of lateness and absenteeism. Next stop is homeroom. We got McConnell in the house. What's up, McConnell? He in the car. We got Phyllis. Phyllis checking us out. Thank you, Phyllis, for checking us out. I appreciate it. The rain. Yeah, I just heard it. I was like, what is that noise? I heard the rain. Daryl says, I know that Twitch person is a lonely than an MF. That's like sitting by yourself in the middle of a ballroom. They can see all the other comments. They can see everything that's going on. Brother D Nail. Say, what up, bro? College Hill. What up, bro? Got some YouTube people checking in. Candy D, Coleraine Township in the house. All right. Let's see. Uh, people talk about, I guess, who I remind them of. Morgan Freeman. Say, what up, E-Man? What up, Morgan Freeman? Let me see. Is that it? DeAndre, will you be singing Pound Town at your next gig? No. Sierra, what up? From rainless Boston. Sierra just be rubbing stuff in when she can. Oh, it's raining there. It ain't raining here. It ain't necessary. It's not necessary. Let's see. We got Pamela in the house. Pamela Kinney. Checking in from North Avondale. Diane listening to Lady Cab Driver. All right, you can't beat that song. That's a good song. Well, you can beat it. He's got some better songs, but that's a good song. A few people shouting out the Twitch person. Say, hey, Twitch person. Y'all should go join them. Go join them and have a party on Twitch. Open up to everything else. I don't actually know exactly how that interface is in terms of commenting. Terry, good afternoon. Checking us out from downtown. Jeannie says, good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon. Good afternoon, Jeannie. Yeah, I never did that writing stuff. I never did that stuff. When they used to, because I got to sign some of that writing stuff, I will not talk in class. No, I never got to sign that. But you know what I'm saying? That type of stuff, I never did it. I for real, I always figured, what's the worst that could happen? I get in some trouble, go home, get in some more trouble. Maybe, for me, this was always worst case scenario, I get a whooping. I'm still not going to do it. I already got the whooping. Yeah, nah, I just did what I felt like doing. Let me see. Diane says she got Twitch, not exactly sure how it works. All right. Helen. Helen, that's my mama name. Hello, Mr. Emanuel Livingston. Hello, Helen. All right. Since everybody want to bring it up, talk a little bit about this sexy red character, right? Now look, I'm not see, sometimes I catch myself before I say the words that's about to come out of my mouth, and they tickle me because I know what I mean, but I know how other people are gonna take it. But I'm not gonna be too hard on Sexy Red. I'm not gonna be too hard on Sexy Red. Look, I think Sexy Red, based on everything that I've seen and heard about her, and again, I don't follow her. I've never listened to a whole Sexy Red song all the way through. My exposure to Sexy Red is because I think it's one of Wyatt's favorite artists, and he exposed us to Sexy Red, and so that's how I became familiar with Sexy Red. I'd never heard of Sexy Red before then, right? So Wyatt brought Sexy Red to the community, and so then I heard a few songs, and I'm like, well, that's nasty and profane and way too explicit and all of that stuff. So okay, I'm not necessarily down with that. However, like I said, I'm not gonna be too hard on Sexy Red because I do remember the Two Live Crew. And I remember listening to the Two Live Crew, and I remember thinking, some of this stuff is just way over the top. But that's what make it fun. You know, that's what make it fun. They talking about pop that coochie. Who says that just on a record on the Arsenio Hall show, pop that coochie? Who says that? It's hilarious that they're going out of their way to be over the top. Hilarious. That was when I was a young person. That was my take on the Two Live Crew. And while the rest of America was, oh my goodness, America's going to hell and let's ban them and all of that kind of stuff, I think a lot of us, you know, we wasn't listening to Two Live Crew thinking, well, I know I didn't want to say that, Kenneth. I didn't want to say that because, but yeah, it was, see, I still don't want to say it. I don't want to say it. The radio version, or at least the more tame version, was Pop That Coochie, not the P word. Because I don't feel like saying that. But still, same concept. It was something that was out there that was more than anything, it was more like a rebellious thing. Like, I know the adults don't want us to listen to this, and I know why, because it's nasty. This is some nasty stuff. It's just nasty just for the sake of being nasty. Just no reason, like all his stuff just about, I can't think of a song by his that wasn't, like we talk about where, Sexy Red, say something about Booty Hole Brown. He had Doodle Brown. Y'all don't remember Doodle Brown? Doodle Brown. Doodle Brown. That was basically the whole lyrics to the song. Doodle Brown. Doodle Brown. That was the song. Oh, she say Booty Hole Brown. He said Doodle Brown. Oh my goodness, hers is worse than his. Like, no. They both ridiculously stupid, and they kind of fly in the face of whatever the community standard is supposed to be. And that's, at least for me, that's partly why I liked it. To say to the community, you can't tell me what the standard is. I'm going to listen to this nonsense. Even knowing that it was nonsense, I'm going to listen to this nonsense. Just because it's there. And because I know you don't want me to. So, look, I'm not like, oh, she's the worst thing ever in hip hop, and oh, she's turning all our kids into degenerates and all of that kind of stuff. Because at least I like to think that the overwhelming majority of young people understand that she just talking. They listening to it. It's funny. It's fun. All of that kind of stuff. That's all it is to the majority, I believe, to the majority of these young people. Now, look, it's not her fault that, you know, this is seems to be, at least, an exceptionally sexually promiscuous generation. I mean, our generation was, we was fucking, come on. We was doing it. I said the F word. I don't want to say it, but it's what it is. But so you know what I mean when I say we was doing it. We were doing it. Well, okay, y'all was doing it. I was trying to do it, but would nobody do it with me? But I was trying to do it. So we were. Come on. Is 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 she putting out a bad image of black people and black women? I say no. I say she's putting out a bad image of her because she doesn't represent black women. She doesn't represent blackness. She doesn't represent black hip hop. She doesn't represent black women in hip hop. You know who she represents? Her. Maybe her mama and her daddy. You know what I'm saying? Maybe her mama and her daddy. But I'm not, again, I'm not going to be that hard on Sexy Red. I think musically she's trash, but I'm not really a big hip hop guy anyway. But now, apparently, well, not apparently, she's come out. Some people are saying she endorsed Donald Trump. I listened to what she said. Again, I just walked in the door. Y'all all know this. I just walked in the door. I want to pull up the actual kind of interview of her doing it. What she said. She said people in the hood basically rock with Donald Trump. You know, he gave us that money and all of this kind of stuff. She kind of, talked favorably about Donald Trump. Some of it tongue in cheek. Like, oh, we need Donald Trump. Donald Trump gave us that money. Donald Trump got that money. People in the hood rock with Donald Trump. He gave us stimulus money. We need him back. He's a good guy. And he funny. He just be talking and stuff. He funny. He funny. Yeah, he gave us that money. We rock with him and he funny. That's the gist of what she said. Like, oh, she endorsed Donald Trump. Okay, she endorsed Donald Trump. Can I ask a question? What is shocking about a woman whose persona, I don't know her personally, whose persona is basically that of a tramp? Nobody says tramp anymore. But you know what I mean. You know what a tramp is. If you got one of them things in the small of your back, just down there, you definitely know what a tramp is. Sierra wants to know, am I on mute? No, I'm not. But I think what might be happening, because it was happening to me during Wyatt's show, is he would be talking and every once in a while the audio would go out. But then it would come right back. And it looked like he was, so it might be a Restream thing. I believe he still uses Restream. So if that's happening, it's not me, it's Restream. But look, I'm not shocked that a woman whose persona is that of a tramp would endorse Donald Trump. A nasty, foul-mouthed woman endorsing Donald Trump is 100% on brand. See, I believe Just like I believe that the Two Live crew back in the day was trolling America. I mean, yeah, they was making that music. Like, they were making that music, but I think some of it was meant to troll. Like especially when he start rapping about how he was banned in the USA and all that kind of stuff. He was just trolling the people who was trying to get him banned. And then, you get nasty and you trolling the people who don't like it. And I think that's some of what Sexy Red is doing. They just be trolling. And people be getting all bent out of shape. Look, I get it. If you are one of the guardians of the culture, it's upsetting. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to take everything serious. You got to take everything serious. You Martin Luther King. You Martin Luther King. You got to be, Martin Luther King is, Martin Luther King can't be out there quoting Sexy Red. Booty hole brown. That was terrible. That was a bad Martin Luther King. But you get what I'm saying. Booty hole brown. No, Martin Luther King can't be doing that. He got to be anti that, right? You're a guardian of the culture. You are one of the moral, upstanding people. You might understand, like, she trolling us. She trolling us. You're like, okay. But you can't come out and say it. You got to come out and be outraged. That's the way it's got to be. But for those of us who are not the guardians of the culture, we can understand that, this is what she's doing. This is what she's doing. And so, yeah, she if you want to say she endorsed Trump, I personally didn't think it rose to the level of an endorsement. But all right, she endorsed Trump. I'm not surprised. It's on brand. And so what? So what? Who among us is looking for people to endorse people, and especially Sexy Red? Before you start, that's why I asked among us. I know where you're going. So, all right, well, but she ain't endorsing it to us. We don't listen to the podcast that she was doing. That's for her audience. Those young people who follow her. Well, some of them can't vote. So it don't matter that she endorsed Trump to them. And probably a lot of them don't vote. I like to argue that the people who are listening to Sexy Red and taking her seriously, them ain't voters. They not voting. They not registered to vote. They not going to register to vote. Like when I used to listen to the Two Live crew, again, I didn't take them seriously. Like they didn't kind of dictate my lifestyle. I wasn't like, what? Uncle Luke said, pop the pussy. You're supposed to be popping pussy. Ain't that what's supposed to happen? This is our lifestyle now. No. It was a foolish song. It was a foolish song. So I didn't take it serious. I was still voting. The people that I know that was kind of living or trying to live that lifestyle, they didn't vote. They didn't vote. So if Luke came out at that time and endorsed, see, I had to think about what was happening during that time and who was running. This was what, the 80s, the 90s, 80s and 90s. Who was running? This was post Ronald Reagan. So this was like George H.W. Bush, Bill Clinton. If Luke had come out and endorsed George H.W. Bush, I wouldn't have been like, what? I got to vote for George H.W. Bush. Why? Luke? What? Luke? You know. What was the one hit song? I don't know why that's the only Pop the Coochie and Doodle Brown are the only ones that come to my head. But he had another the one the big song. He had a few, but it was the one. Tell me some Luke songs. Two Live Crew. Tell me some Two Live Crew songs. Me, thank you. There you go, Daryl. Me so horny. Me so horny. Which again, I know Too Short was nasty too, but I'm using Luke because I think Luke had more commercial appeal. Everybody heard about the Two Live Crew. Me so horny. Everybody heard about that. Oh, it was the worst thing ever. It was the worst thing ever. But had they come out and said vote for George H.W. Bush, I'd have been like, why don't you stick to being horny and popping coochies? Because no serious person was taking that serious. So, all right. So she endorses Trump. And then a sex tape is released. Maybe or maybe not. Coincidentally. Maybe or maybe not coincidentally. Here's what I know. Here's what I know for a fact. I'm never watching no Sexy Red sex tape. Wyatt talking about he watched it for show prep. Right. Wyatt, you brought her to the community. I'm not sure if that's the only reason why you watched that tape. But I have no desire to see Sexy Red sex tape. First, Sexy Red ain't sexy. She not. To me, a little different. People like different things. I'm telling you flat out, if I met Sexy Red, I'm a single dude, I meet Sexy Red somewhere, I'm looking elsewhere because she don't even catch my eye. She's not sexy to me. Well, what make you think she wants you? She probably don't, and I'm comfortable with that. But she's not sexy to me. And I'm sorry, if I'm going to watch people have sex, which, I'm not into that kind of stuff. It's not my thing. But if I were going to watch people have sex, I think the woman should be sexy. To me. But again, that's just me. Jason says she's sexy. So Jason thinks she's sexy. And he says she got pretty feet. He got some issues. But for me, no, she's not sexy. But I don't have an issue necessarily with Sexy Red either recording. I don't have an issue with Sexy Red having sex. I don't know Sexy Red. Got no say over that woman's life. I don't have no issue with her recording her having sex. Again, I don't know her. And I don't have an issue if she releases a sex tape. Now she says, or at least I read, she said, the people who know me know I would never do anything like that. That's what the headline said, was in quotes. But I was thinking, but those of us who don't know you, you sure seem like the type that would do something like that, right? If your whole everything we know about you musically, lyrically, is all sexual, not romantic sexual, but gutter sexual, it don't seem off base that you would record a sex tape and release it. Now, if she didn't release it, okay, okay. And I know why I was floating the idea that this was kind of payback for uh, endorsing Trump. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. YSA, how about her going to a school to speak? I think you defended that BS too. Well, here's what I say about that. I said it then, I say it now. Or at least this is what I think I said, because this is what I think. I don't know what they was thinking. And I don't know what she would have said to the students. Look, would I have brought in Sexy Red or Uncle Luke to talk to the kids at a high school? Probably not. But I think I understand some people who try to take a thing and turn it another way, if that make any sense. I understand people who try to, I better not use no analogies. Somebody might want to see my kids hurt. I understand people who want to take a thing that they perceive as bad. I was going to say turn lemons into lemonade, but then somebody, it's not the same, Emanuel. Like, that's just the premise, but okay. So I understand that some people like to take a bad thing and try to use it for good, right? Whether or not you believe it's a good idea to do it, but some people like, oh, she's such a negative influence. And somebody else will be there like, but look, she's a negative influence, sure. But the kids love her. And if we can get her in here to try to convince these kids to study, stay in school, take your, schoolwork serious, and explain to them how she uses all of this stuff in her pursuit of fame and fortune and how it's important to them, maybe she can get through to some of them. I understand how somebody could think that. And somebody else was like, yeah, but she talking about her booty hole and all that kind of stuff. These kids hear worse than that anyway. But at least they'll hear her say, hey, do this positive thing. I can understand somebody thinking that. Would I do it? No. But I understand somebody thinking that. And again, we don't know what she would have said. Or what she said. I think, but she was escorted out. But she didn't get a chance to speak. So we don't know what she would have said. I don't know. So I didn't defend it. I didn't defend it. I'm just saying I understand why somebody might have that mindset. We're going to take a perceived negative thing and use it for something positive. That's all I'm saying. LaDonna says, don't y'all act like you in church don't know what porn, I don't know what this word is. Porn hoob. Don't act like you don't know what Pornhub is. I don't know what that is. I don't know what that is. Never heard of it. Tell me what that is. I ain't into that kind of stuff. I don't like this now. Janice corrected my grammar. What she would have said. H-U-B, she says. H-U-B. Okay. I said, I don't even know what that means. Tell me what that is. I don't know. I don't know what that, I ain't into all of that stuff. But no, we don't know what would have been said by her had she went on and spoken to those young people. Janice. LaDonna says porn site. Oh my God. Those things actually exist? I've heard of such, but never seen one. But the point is, or at least the point that I'm making is, everything that I see about her seems on brand. It seems on brand, and I'm against it, but not really. Like, I'm against it in theory, morally, and the principle of the whole thing. But here's what I understand, and here is what I perceive that she understands, and other people who do these types of things. Cause not just, oh, I'm gonna make nasty music and get paid, but I'm gonna sell drugs and get paid. I'm gonna do any number of immoral things and get paid. And I've said this before. People, once you make it, you get rich and famous. People don't care how you got there. People don't care how you got there. All people care is you're there. They tell me Jay-Z sold drugs. I don't hear people diminishing him. Oh, Jay-Z, he a billionaire. Oh, Jay-Z, he this. Oh, we should be more like Jay-Z. Oh, we should watch Jay-Z. He should be an example to us. Oh, Jay-Z this. Why? Because he's a billionaire. If you cared about how he got there, you would be denouncing him. But once you become rich, nobody cares how you got rich. Well, I can't say nobody, but very few people care how you got rich. They will elevate you. And trust me, she understands this. She understands this. She's in the infancy of her career. This is the beginning. And Sierra, that's just what I was getting to. This is the beginning. She's horrible. She's terrible. She's a bad example. She's a this. She's a that. She's a hoe. She's a slut. She a freak. Got a different dude every night of the week. All that kind of stuff. But once she make enough money and then she rebrands, don't nobody care. Again, I keep telling y'all, the ends justify the means to a lot of y'all. If you stay telling people that they should be like Jay-Z and they should study Jay-Z and he should be an example to them, I'm talking about you. I'm talking about you. Because you don't care how he got there. So don't be mad at somebody who's using a similar blueprint to get there before they get there when you ain't mad at the person who there. Be consistent. If anything, be consistent. Oh, it's horrible. It's horrible. It's horrible. Okay, it's horrible, but we should listen to Jay-Z. Then you're horrible. You're endorsing horrible. You're endorsing horrible beginnings. You're endorsing drug dealing, killing people. Drugs kill people. You're endorsing all of that stuff. Well, no, he a billionaire. So, people want to really degrade her. She degrades herself enough. Maybe it make you feel better. And I'm not even saying that you're wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong and that what she's doing, she's a pillar of the community and we all ought to look up to her. But give her 10 years and let her become a billionaire. You'll be saying she's a pillar of the community and we all ought to look up to her. You'll be the one saying it. Oh, she the first female rap billionaire. We ought to be looking at how she got there and how she holding it down and how she moving and she one of the most important financial people in our community and she this and she that. That's what y'all be saying. That's what y'all be saying. If she blow up 10 years from now, nobody will be talking about the booty hole being brown. Nobody will be talking about the sex tape. People might bring it up, same context that I'm bringing up drug dealing. But that won't be the conscious of when people talk about her. That won't be the thing that's top of mind. Because that's how we get down. Wyatt says, bro, you're reaching. How? How am I reaching? Tell me what I said that's reaching. Tell me what I said that's not true. You tell me people don't celebrate Jay-Z for being a billionaire and don't even think about his beginnings? Do we support his beginnings? Or do we look at that and like, what, drug dealing? That's bad. People shouldn't do it. Blah, 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 blah. Right. Oh, but he parlayed that into becoming a billionaire. So, yeah, let's just forget about the bad part. How am I reaching? I don't want to be reaching. I just want to tell the truth. Okay, so what do you get out of this truth then, Emanuel? What do you get out of this truth? What you get out of this truth is a few things. I feel like you can't necessarily have it both ways. You can't have it both ways. You can't celebrate the ends and diminish the means while looking at somebody using similar means when you know you're going to celebrate them if they get to those ends. So you have to make a decision. Where do we stand? Where do we stand? We not going to sit here and act like everything is okay with this behavior. Or we going to sit back and watch and see where it go. And now if you fail, then you're a terrible slut. If you succeed, then you're a brilliant billionaire. All right. Now, this is about to sound like excuses. Jay-Z spoke about drug life, but he had a body of work in real hip-hop. He did features in Ghost Road. Okay, and? Hold on, tell me, because again, I don't follow hip-hop. What I'm saying is hearsay. So somebody tell me. I've heard it said that Jay-Z used to be a drug dealer. And that he's even rapped about it. Now, is that true or have I been misled on that? Because it's really that simple. Is it true or have I been misled on that? Sierra says, I think you might be, again, I don't know, is it caping? For red. I could see you seeing it that way. But actually what I'm doing is I'm trying to call y'all into account. That's what I'm trying to do. If Sexy Red is bad, Jay-Z is bad. And everybody who came before her who did similar things on a moral stance. If she's bad, they're all bad. But if they okay because they became successful, you got to let her do the same thing. Let her walk her path. Make a decision. Is being morally reprehensive bad? Because if it is, all of them that you know about who were, and that's how they got there, all of them are bad. So I'm cool with saying they all bad. That is bad no matter who did it and no matter where they ended up. I'm cool with that. Or do we have to wait and see where she end up before we say whether it's good or bad? I'm just asking for consistency. I don't like it. I think it's bad. Hold on, I forgot I had to say stuff 5 times because then people would think that I'm saying something else. And I forgot. I think those horrible lyrics and images are bad. From Sexy Red to Two Live Crew to Jay-Z to Biggie. I think they're bad. Oh no, somebody didn't hear it. I think those horrible, reprehensible, immoral acts and images are bad. No matter who's doing them, I think they're bad. Maybe I'll say it again. I think those horrible acts, those horrible images, those horrible lyrics, those horrible, morally decrepit personas are bad. No matter who's doing them. So now y'all shouldn't be able to say, no, Emanuel, you said it was okay for Sexy Red to do it. I never said that. I said it's bad. But y'all saying, well, but Jay-Z is different, bro. He different. Biggie is different. It's different. I say it's all the same. And y'all need to, because this is the truth. You all are being morally ambiguous. And you can't say to a kid, oh, she ain't no kid. Clearly you can tell she's not the most, or at least she doesn't seem to be the most mature. But it's not just her that I'm talking about. It's young people in general. You can't say to a kid, hey, look at where this person is. Be like that. And then they look at where they came from and you say, well, that's okay. Because look at where they ended up. Because the message that you're sending to the kids is, it don't matter how I get there, as long as I get there. Look at how he got there. Look at how she got there. Look at how they got there. So y'all need to determine the message that you're going to send to young people. Otherwise, young people are going to keep doing whatever it takes to get there if the people that you holding up to them as heroes did that same thing to get there. Y'all need to make that determination. And when I say that, I mean kind of in general, but specifically if you know young people, you got young people around you. You need to say to them, look, that ain't the way to do it. Oh, but he's a billionaire. It don't matter. But look at what he had to do to get there. You don't want to live that life. But I think most of y'all saying, well, forget about what he had to do to get there. Look at where he is now. That's what matters. So you get people doing anything to get there with your blessing. Well, I didn't mean to be telling them that it's okay to sell drugs or it's okay to be sexually promiscuous or it's okay to be all of that kind of stuff. I didn't mean to send that message, but you did. You did. So that's kind of all I'm saying. That's kind of all I'm saying. But no, I don't want to see that sex tape. I don't want to see it. No desire. Even if I was into that. If I knew what was that site again? The whatever, the Hoob. Even if I knew what that was and it was on there for free, I wouldn't watch it. But I'm only caping for red if you believe the ends justify the means. Now, if you believe that way, then yeah, that's what I'm doing. I don't believe that way. I don't like it. I think I got my 5 in. I think I got my 5 in. But somebody's still going, well, but I don't know. Here we go. I'm not going to not listen to Jay-Z. Like, I'm not going to stop listening to R. Kelly. That's truth for your A. Not trying to be controversial, but it's just the truth. Okay. I'm not even saying stop listening to them. Say holding them up as heroes because of where they are. Sierra says, well, what about redemption? See, that's the trick right there. Because if that's the case, leave Sexy Red alone. Give her an opportunity to make her mistakes and then redeem herself. But you can't say redemption for all of these people because they got to the point where they didn't need to do the morally reprehensible thing to succeed. I think it's one of those things, at least in my mind. If I had to do negative things to succeed, and then I reach a level of success where I no longer have to do the negative thing, that don't mean my mind changed on what the negative thing is. That just means my level changed to where I don't do the negative thing anymore. But if my level ever drop back down, I might have to go back and do those same negative things. So what is redemption in this context? Redemption is once you reach a level to where you don't have to do that, but it doesn't necessarily have to be a shift in your mindset. So there's a good chance. I'm not saying, I don't know. Again, I'm not her family. But there's a good chance that in her mind, she's already redeemed. Because she's already probably thinking, when I make enough money, I won't have to do this no more. I can do what I do on a different level. So mentally, she's already redeemed. What about that? That sounds ridiculous, don't it? That sounds ridiculous. You in the midst of doing the bad thing, but mentally you're redeemed because you're thinking about the time when you won't have to do that thing. But you always know that if you have to, you'll go back and do it again. What is redemption? Because I'd like to think redemption is not only stopping the bad thing, but making whole all of the people that you harmed while you was doing the bad thing and working to make sure other people don't have to do that bad thing. But that's just me. That's just my perception of what redemption might look like. But I'm going to go out there, I'm going to sell all the drugs I can and try to do this at the same time. And then once I achieve, I don't need this money no more. I'm redeemed. No, Sierra. At least not from my perspective. No. Make a decision. Is it okay to come up that way or not? And if it's okay, leave her alone. If it's not, get on everybody that came up that way. Thank you. Same point. The Kennedys did that. They were bootleggers until they were politicians. And people bring that up. Some people. We don't look at that. Well, some people do. Some people look at that like it don't matter how they got there. They got there. I don't agree with that. But the Kennedys can do it and be celebrated. But this woman, she's the enemy of the community. I don't think she's doing the community no favors. But I think she's maybe a little overly demonized. All right, that's that. Unless somebody want to call in, 513-717-KING, 513-717-5464. That's the number to get on board. Now, look, again, don't get me wrong. I think she's horrible. Persona. I don't know her personally. I do believe a whole lot of that stuff. When Wyatt played the little clip where she was talking about Trump, like a lot of times when you hear her, I kind of wish I had it. Because a lot of times when you hear her, you hear she's going out of her way to sound hood, ignorant, and all of that kind of stuff. Like the little clip where her and the other girl was talking about they gonna be all over. We gonna be at Popeyes. We gonna be at Planet Fitness. We going everywhere around the world. We gonna be at. They was trolling because you could hear her when she was talking to whoever the dude was on the podcast. She wasn't talking like that. She wasn't talking like that. The Planned Parenthood, all that. Yeah, exactly. All that was nonsense. But when she was talking to the dude on the podcast, she wasn't talking like that. She was talking about how she'd like to meet Donald Trump, how she'd like to go to, a UFC event. They seemed fun. She would have a good time. And it was just plain old talk. It's a persona. That's what she's putting out there to the public. That's why I say, I can't say that this is what she think and this is what she feel. As a person, I can't say that. Because I draw a distinction between the personality or the persona that you put in front of the public and the person who you are behind the scenes. So I can't say she is a horrible person, but that persona is horrible. Horrible. Which the argument could easily be made, and I wouldn't even necessarily be against the argument being made that, no, she's a horrible person because she allows that persona to define who she is and potentially corrupt young people who may not have the correct parental guidance around them to show them and teach them that this is just entertainment and not real life. And so some people will fall victim to the product that she's putting out. I understand all of that. But that's why I say it's horrible. So is Jay-Z. So is Biggie. 2 Live Crew, all of them. If she's trifling, she's trifling. We'll deal with her differently when and if she changes. Case closed. Maybe case closed for you. But again, my argument is it's not changing. It's not changing. I was going to use another analogy, but again, I don't believe that we've totally grasped the concept of an analogy, so I'll wait until I feel like we have. But I believe that if you're doing something damaging, potentially damaging to the community, for financial gain, you don't just get to, once you've gotten that financial gain, say, I changed. I don't need to do that no more. The harm has still been done. Cardi B would be the best comparison. There is no good comparison. Cardi B and her are not the same. They not the same, Sierra. They not the same. That's what y'all keep telling me. You can't compare two things that aren't the exact same. And they not the same. All right, what else? What else? Um, I heard a little talk about weed today. I heard a little talk about weed today. I want y'all to know I'm kind of against weed, but I feel like that's just my moral stance on it. It ain't, hold on, realistically, it's not even a moral stance. I smoked weed. I didn't like the way it made me feel, and so I won't do it no more. Okay? Period. I won't stop you from smoking weed or, using weed byproducts. I don't even know if that's the appropriate terminology, but you understand what I'm saying. I don't necessarily think people should go to jail for it. I don't necessarily think people should go to jail for it. People should, get in trouble for it. I think recreational weed should probably be legal. Kind of regulate it like they're gonna do. I don't think, just like you can't legally go out on the street corner and sell cartons of cigarettes. You can't do that, right? But cigarettes are legal. You still can't do that. Not without some sort of a permit and all of that kind of stuff. You can't just go get a carton of cigarettes, go on the street corner, and sell cartons of cigarettes. You get caught, you get in trouble. Just can't do it. It'd be the same with weed. You won't be able to go out there and, just sell weed. You get caught, you get in trouble. They'll get you for something. They'll get you for something. So I don't know. I don't care if they legalize it. I don't care. I won't indulge. I won't indulge. Now I think if they make it legal, you should, on the other hand, be able to grow you some weed. I'll be honest, I haven't read the thing. I'll read it. I'll read it before I vote. But you should be able to grow you some weed. Phyllis, why are you trying to tempt me? Why are you trying to tempt me? I don't need no brownies or no cookies with, you know, what, THC or CBD or whatever letters that get you high in it. I don't need any of that. Just give me the regular brownies and the regular cookies. The sugar get me high enough. I do be happy when I be eating my stuff. I don't know why I dance when I be eating sweets, but I do. But yeah, no, you should be able to grow it if it's legal. Sierra says it's legal. It's legal here, and you're allowed to grow a certain amount, but can't sell it. I don't even think that there should be a certain amount. If I want to dig up my whole backyard and just grow weed, I should be able to do that if it's legal. Not sell it, but grow it. Just plant weed. I should be able to do that if it's legal. If I go back there and plant tobacco, am I going to get in trouble? Probably not. If I go somewhere, I don't understand. I don't know the process of making alcohol, but I know people do it. It's like, well, you can only make a certain amount of alcohol. No, I think you can make as much alcohol as you want to make. You can't sell it. But if I want to do a little brewery, microbrewery, or whatever in my house, however you do that, I can, as much as I can pump out, I can pump out. Should be the same for weed. Should be the same for weed. If it's legal. Again, I shouldn't be able to sell it, but you shouldn't be able to tell me, well, you can only grow 12 plants. What? What? It says legal. So I'm for it. I'm for it being legal. Would I like to see it taken further? And if you are in jail on some weed stuff that's wiped off your record and all that kind of stuff, I'll be honest, I don't know. I don't know. Because on this, I'm like, the law is the law, right? And you broke the law when it was illegal. And we know how we feel about breaking the law. If you break the law, you got to pay the punishment, whatever the punishment is. No excuses. Of course, unless it's us who got caught doing it. And then, hey, just change the law and make it not illegal anymore. And then it's cool. Sierra says it definitely should be expunged. Not all laws are fair or just. I don't know that it should be expunged. I was about to use another analogy. I apologize. We're not ready for analogies. But I don't know that it should be. I think the law is the law. And if you break the law and you get caught, you should probably serve whatever that punishment is. If that's the same punishment for everybody. If that's the same punishment for everybody. I'm not for laws that are harsher on, this than they are on that. I'm not for that. I don't like that some laws are not implemented equally across the board. I don't like that. But look, if you got caught, say you got caught with, I'm going to say a pound. A pound of weed feel like a whole lot of weed to say it out loud. But if you got caught with a large amount of weed that you were not supposed to have, and you did that, like you had it. You was, you either had it, you was getting ready to sell it, or you was getting ready to use it, but it was against the law, and you got convicted of that, and you got sentenced for that. Oh, but it's legal now. Well, but it wasn't when you was doing it. You broke that law. See, when I say that out loud, though, I don't like that. That don't sound right. It don't feel right now that I've said it out loud. Because to a large degree, I'm trying to conform to, but If I'm sitting in jail for selling weed and I was given a 5-year sentence, and 1 year into my 5-year sentence, it become legal to smoke weed. Did I say selling? I mean smoking. And I was given a 5-year sentence for possession of the amount of weed that I had. And 1 year in, it becomes now legal to possess weed. And I'm got to sit in jail for 4 more years for doing what everybody else out there get to do. Yeah, no, I don't like that. I don't like that. I'm sorry. I was trying to kind of conform. Cause y'all know I try to listen, I try to learn, but sometimes you just gotta say stuff out loud. And then you like, yeah, that don't feel right. It don't sound right. I am a big believer, and I'm gonna say this at the risk of, my children. I am a big believer in, look, if you can not send people to jail for stuff, how about we try to not send people to jail for it? I am a believer in that. I feel pushback coming. I feel it coming. Didn't the city decriminalize it already? I believe they did, but it's different. There's a difference between decriminalizing something and legalizing something. So they decriminalized it, which means not that it's legal, but just they not going to enforce the law. They not going to enforce the law. Legal mean ain't no law no more against it. It's legal. Did you just say lock people up? I'm not sure what you're asking. Type it again. Make sure you're asking the question that you're asking, and I'll answer. Because I'm not sure if you're asking, did I say not to lock people up, or did I say to lock people up? I'm not sure of the question, and I do want to answer your question. Hold on. Maybe I'll just answer it this way. I'm saying we should attempt to not lock people up, not send people to jail if it's not necessary. That's what I'm saying. There are crimes that happen that one of the punishments can be jail, but it doesn't have to be jail. And I'm a big believer in, if you look at it, and this is not one of those things where you like, nah, this person have to go to jail, otherwise society is in danger. I'm in favor of not locking those people up who don't have to be locked up. That's what I'm saying. And I'm saying that for anything that you don't have to lock people up for. Sugar is more addictive than Coke, I've been told. And by Coke, I'm going to assume you mean cocaine, not Coca-Cola. I don't know if that's true or not. I would say, maybe do an experiment. That you can help us all, so we don't even have to go on what you've been told. We don't have to go on what you've been told. Do the experiment. Do the experiment. And then tell us which one you can give up fastest. Do them both, give it 8.5 months. Hardcore. Like eating cookies like crazy. And, other stuff. And then at 8.5 months, try to stop both of them. And then you tell me which one was easier to stop doing. And then we'll know. And then we'll know. No, I want to know. I don't just want to, I heard. Let us know. Then we'll know for sure. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to do it. But which one requires clinical rehabilitation? Preston say he heard. He been told. And I think it might be possible. I don't know. I would like to know. Now look. I'm addicted to sugar. But I know not too long ago, it was a couple years ago, I made up my mind I wasn't going to eat no sugar. And I stopped eating. And of course, I'm talking about like sugar. Like, I still, had a burger. So there is sugar in the, bun. But I even tried to, when I could do whole wheat bread and all of that kind of stuff. So I'm not saying I did not have any sugar intake, but I'm saying I didn't drink no pop, no sweet tea. I didn't eat no cookies, no cakes, nothing sweet. And I did that at one point. I'm going to say for about 8-9 months. I don't think I made it a whole year. But I made it like for months. And I was like, cool, like, okay. But then one night I was asleep and they was calling me. Emanuel. And I was like, what is that? What is that noise? Emanuel. And I was like, why is the voice so shaky? Emanuel. I was like, oh my goodness. I went downstairs and the cookies was calling me. Eat me, Emanuel. I got to do it for the cookies. I'm hurting. I need to be eaten. Eat me. Say, you hurting? I'm hurting. What can I do? How can I help you? Eat me. Oh, I'm a man. I feel compassion. So I'm doing this for you. I'm not doing this for me. And then next thing you know, they sucked me back in. No, I did not. I did not recover a piece of cake from a trash receptacle. What am I, George Costanza? Oh. Are you sure it wasn't your wife? Hey, she don't have to ask. If anything, she like, not right now. Give me a little bit. Oh no, not right now. Give me 5 minutes. She don't ever have to ask for that. Let me see. I was about to say what else, but then I looked up at the time, and it is time for me to go. I got things to do. I got places to be. I got to get ready to get out of here. I appreciate y'all patience. I appreciate y'all kicking it with me for, like just over a half a show. I appreciate it. Here's what I'm gonna say this before I leave. Y'all, look, I like talk. I like listening to talk. I like talking. I like hearing different people's ideas, perspectives. I'm gonna ask if some of y'all will consider, because y'all know what I do every day. Okay. A lot of days. Clearly, I don't do it every day. I wasn't here yesterday. But y'all know what I do. No, I was here yesterday. I wasn't here the day before that. Y'all know what I do? I I go to Facebook. Actually, okay, technically I go to Restream. But you could do it. You could go to Facebook. You could just take your phone. Go to Facebook. Turn it on front facing camera. Hit that thing to say go live and talk. And tell people what you think. How you feel. You can like read the news, watch the news, get video clips, whatever. Try to inform yourself a little bit on the issues. Or just for fun, pick up your phone and go live sometimes. Some of y'all, like if you like really opinionated, you can do it. It seems difficult, but it's not that difficult. You don't have to do it every day. Do it once a week. Do like a 20-minute live once a week. Sharing your thoughts, sharing your opinions, talking about the news of the day, or, I don't know, your favorite 3 cereals. You can do it. And I will watch it. If you let me know, I'll watch it. I'm just saying. You can do it. Even if even if you are a self-proclaimed empty-headed hater, take a shot at it. Take a shot at it. Put yourself out there. It's some other empty-headed haters that would love to agree with you. Oh, 98% of y'all would have no idea what I'm talking about. Look, y'all, I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. I really would love to hear y'all thoughts and opinions more. You can always call. You don't have to stay on, CK levels of length. You can call in and say, I disagree with you because of this. I'm going to probably ask you, a couple questions just to clarify for me. And then you can hang up. And then we can discuss your rationale, or at least I can process it, and you never know. You might be the most brilliant caller, or at least for that particular topic, have the best rationale for your position and change somebody's mind. That's all I'm saying. Oh. Oh boy. I'm sorry. I'm laughing. I can sometimes I just crack myself up and I don't even say nothing. I don't even say the thought that's in my head and I have to laugh at it. That happens sometimes. All right, y'all. I do. I gotta go. I appreciate y'all hanging out with me. Until next time, it's been the afternoon experiment. I'm out, y'all. Peace.